And welcome back here to SUV TV, live coverage of the Western Pennsylvania Bruins Tip-Off Classic. We got a good matchup here. I know I've said that about each game on this court, and I can't help it, man. The talent is what it is, and we've got plenty of it here at the WPA Bruins Tip-Off Classic. This next one features the West Virginia Thunder taking on Team Takeover, two teams that need no introduction if you know anything about girls basketball here, but for those that haven't, I'll give you a nutshell summary. You got several Division I prospects on the floor and on the bench for both of these squads. Emily Saunders is going to tip it off for West Virginia Thunder. It's the Tennessee commit versus the talented number 10 there for Team Takeover, Angel C. Reese. So it'll be the Thunder with their first crack at it. They can't get the shot to go. It's saved, but right to Team Takeover. Three ball out of the corner. That one off the mark. Working inside, Saunders sends out her first invite for the block party. Now here comes Green the other way, looking to capitalize. Fakes a pass out to the perimeter. Access denied on the inside. Nice defense played there by number 5 there for Team Takeover, Jessica Booth. Here's Saunders. Saunders just inside the three-point line. The lefty knocks it down. A long two, our first 2 points of the contest. 2-point advantage for the Thunder. So many cool dynamics here. You look at a DMV area that's known for great basketball. Boys, girls, just sports, period. You know what the DMV brings to the table. Not only the know-how, but also a hard-nosed brand of ball. You look at the West Virginia Thunder side of things. Their hearts pump no Kool-Aid either, as you've been able to see Scott Johnson's teams compete throughout the years. This year's cast, no exception. Savannah Wheeler at the line. Able to add to the 2-point cushion. Now she makes it a 4-point advantage. Savannah Wheeler committed to play her college ball at Marshall. So a 4-0 ball game. Takeover comes out here against this zone look. First shot no good. Long arms inside, but it's met with another pair of long arms to Saunders. Blocks that attempt there by Booth. So you saw Booth using that wingspan to be able to snatch one out of the air. And here she has Saunders right behind her. 4-0 ball game. Jumper on the way. Booth inbounds it. Now they'll get it out top. Actually, that was Reese that had inbounded. She got it in the Booth. Reese trying to make it work there on the inside. Shot changed initially by Saunders, but they'll get another crack at it. Now it's Booth out top. Amir McLean gathered it right there at the free throw line. Pass intended for Reese. It'll be a kick ball out of play. Under the 7-minute mark. Still a 4-0 ball game. Team Takeover looking for their first points of the matchup. They're led by head coach Ronald James. Good defense inside. Saunders and Madison Green forming a wall of sorts. Green out of Pickerington Central. Ball poked away by Saunders. Now it's in the hands of Dina Gerald. Gerald stops for a second, lets the defender glide on by, and lays it up and in. 6-0 advantage. Takeover still trying to get on the board. Enough of that, says Jakia Brown-Turner as she drives hard along the baseline. Got a tie up between Paige Shy and Jayla James. Jump ball will go over to the Thunder there via the possession arrow. A couple substitutions in for Takeover. Jakia Brown-Turner, a player to keep an eye on, number 12 for Team Takeover. She was huge for them in their championship win here last year at the Tip-Off Classic. Saunders not trying to hear anything about last year's accolades. Gets another bucket. She's got 4 points so far. Testing her on the defensive end. Taking it right at her there was Mira McLean. Saunders got a hand on another one. Pass ahead to Gerald. Gerald up top to Saunders. Saunders can't get the shot to go. Rebound snatched out of the air by McLean. Team Takeover, it's not a matter of if but when in terms of when they'll get going. Got a foul there along the baseline, and looks like it'll go against Saunders. Saunders and Paige Shy in the area. Trip to the free throw line coming here for Angel Reese. Reese connects there on the second free throw. Pokes that one out of bounds.
Get yours, man. Get up on yours. Get up on yours. On the ball, Clifton.
Green tight ropes the sideline, tries to split between Brown-Turner and Scott. Bumped and fouled on the play. So still 8-1. Elbow jumper, that one's blocked by Brown-Turner. McLean pushes it ahead. Brown-Turner, good defense, better offense. As Saunders had an outstretched arm in her face, Brown-Turner able to avoid it and get that one to go off the window. 5-point game now. Floater, Dina Geralds. Gerald's a player that comes with that floater in the repertoire. Been able to see plenty of them. A shot she's probably going to have to pull out of the bag several times here in this game, given the length and the defensive tenacity of Takeover. They try a little bit of high-low. Pass knocked away. Now they get it into Reese. Reese takes some contact, and she will go to the line. I'll tell you what, I got my popcorn ready for this Reese and Saunders matchup on the inside. 2 bags. Reese can't get that first free throw to go. In and out, but we're going to have a push in the back. Mira McLean attacking the offensive glass. Her efforts get rewarded as you see that little nudge in the back, enough to warrant the call. Mira McLean out of Roland Park Country School. 7-point game. McLean takes it right at Saunders. Got the air, but it was a little short on the shot. Saunders and Reese battle on the inside. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is April. This is a tip-off classic. This isn't the live period part of April. We're just getting travel basketball going, and to have this kind of matchup, we really had some good ones leading up to it. But there are levels to this thing. And both of these teams are on that very high level. As Mira McLean earns a trip to the free throw line. Talked about West Virginia as a scrappy team, tough-nosed team. Not really taking anything off of anybody, but that DMV grit. I think even though you haven't seen the points erupt on the scoreboard just yet for Takeover, you see them sort of ratcheting things up, just in terms of the intensity and the physicality of this game. Making sure the Thunder know we might not be scoring as much right now, but we're not giving up too much soup on the inside. A 6-point game. Dina Gerald's with the ball being guarded by Park Lane. Over to Shy. Now here's Green. Three-pointer. That one clinks off the mark. Rebound chased down by Madison Scott. Skip pass over to Brown Turner. Brown Turner, a lefty three ball, good. Told you to keep an eye on her. She was instant offense at last year's Classic, and good players, you never see them plateau or be at the same point at one year, and then the next year you say they're at that same point. But Brown Turner has only gotten better. Trice off the mark on that three ball. That's a shot she can knock down. Off on that last one. A 3-point contest. They were down by 7 at most, was Team Takeover. Now they pull it to within 3. Reese can't get the shot to go. What makes it tough about a player like Reese is with that size and versatility, you can play good defense against her for certain stretches. It's very hard to sustain it for the entirety of a game. Thunder up for the challenge. Green with the ball. Thought about handing it off. Instead, she kept it. Instead of making that handoff to Shea Kirby. Thunder ball along the baseline. Paige Shy to throw it in. SWAT team. Access denied. That one knocked away by Renia Walker. But Takeover turns it over. Shy, long pass ahead to Kirby. Kirby had got knocked down on that last play, but the setback ended up being a setup for a comeback as far as that sequence was concerned. And she got up and was right there for the easy lay-in. Makes it 7-12. Brown Turner trying to get another triple. This one's off the mark. Rebound, brought down by Shy, gets it to Green. Green trying to clear it, and she does so. Bounce pass ahead, here's Marshall. Marshall meets an orange wall inside. Kirby picks it up and is fouled on the play. So Shea Kirby getting nice and comfy with this court, this hardwood surface here at North Allegheny High School here over the past couple plays. You see the tie up and the foul there. There'll be a Trice to throw it in. Nice job of faking the handoff, did Kirby to Trice. Kept it and laid it up and in. Nice job of cutting off that baseline for Green. Fall away jumper off the mark. Falls right in the hands of Arena Klopkova. Green creates enough space, settles in the mid-range and knocks it down. The Pick Central Tiger pushes the lead up to 9 points for the Thunder. Here's Brown Turner, a power dribble to gather, go in and finish, getting the roll. Living right. And trying to keep this game tight. There's Brown Turner on the inside. A 7-point contest. As back and forth we go. More fourth for the Thunder here. Green drawing in a couple orange jerseys. Tried to dip off to Marshall. It was blocked away. Now here's LP. Park Lane denied by Trice. Brown Turner. She can't get it to go. Trice with the rebound. Trying to clear it. And Brown Turner snatches it away but gets called for the travel. Checking back in, number 1, Mira McLean for Takeover. Also coming back in, number 5, Jessica Booth. Wheeler to Kirby. Klopkova, she can't even touch it because Brown Turner is all in the passing lanes. Steal and the layup drill on the other end. It's a 5-point game now. Booth trying her best to give Savannah Wheeler fits. Wheeler to Kirby. Pass is going to be tipped away. Trice chases it down. Looks like we got a kick ball called there on Takeover. Can't say I saw that one. Didn't see anything where has to do more than hit off the defender's foot. Has to be a deliberate effort to extend that foot out and kick the ball. Here's Trice. Ice cream. That's more of the Olivia Trice we've been used to streaming here on SUV TV. Was off the mark badly there on that first three-pointer. A little bit truer to the normal clip she shoots the three ball at. As Mira McLean has to watch that. The ball slam, I'm cool with no technical being called there, but man, depending on the official, you never know. Actually, it looks like we did get that technical foul called. That's one of those instances to where when you do it, all it takes is just a little bit of gassing up from either the opposing coach or the other team to get that call. Coach James touching base with McLean there over on the sideline. 9-point advantage for the Thunder. Olivia Trice, number 2 to inbound it. We talked about basketball pedigree. We had Madeline Westbeld, younger sister of Catherine Westbeld, Notre Dame basketball player and now national champ here in 2018. The Westbeld family known for its basketball, so is the Trice family. You look at Olivia, father Travis Trice Sr., part of this Thunder coaching staff. Brothers Travis and Demetric Trice, both playing basketball at the next level. One of the funnest basketball broadcasts we've ever done on SUV TV involved their brother Demetric, as then Wayne High School undefeated and number 1 ranked Findlay Prep back at the Flying to the Hoop Invitational in Dayton, Ohio a few years back. Trice started that game off with an alley-oop to a high-flying Trey Landers, and the rest was history during what was an instant classic. To be honest, I think we could have the makings for an instant classic here on the floor right now, but it's the Thunder with the advantage. Kirby misses the free throw, but they get the offensive board, whipping the ball around. Klopkova, splash. Arena Klopkova out of Tees Valley makes it a 23-11. A timeout on the floor. We'll step away, and when we get back, we'll listen into the team takeover huddle and hear what Coach James has to say.
Come on, man.
What's up? I called this, and right before the beginning of the game. This is the mental weakness stuff I'm talking about. I got people checking in the game and getting backdoored on easy scores. We ain't stopped any kind of dribble penetration yet until they're getting open. Man. They're getting open looks because you're not defending. You're scrambling for no reason. There's nothing skilled about what we're doing right now. We don't know where to move. We don't know where to pass the ball. The shot selection is awful. It's because everything that we've attacked at the basket, we've been successful with. And it ain't because you're down 12 points right now. So what you just did is you put me in a position, all right, to do what I need to do to get us back in the game to win the game. All right? So I'm not looking at making sure everybody gets an opportunity. It's not about that now. It's about our team. And that's what I'm going to do. And if you're not getting it done, you're not going to stay out there. All right?
Come on, y'all, let's go.
Well, I think that's about as real talk as you can get. A straightforward approach with Coach James. And again, didn't really talk much. And he mentioned players getting backdoored and some of the things. But again, was more focused on the mental approach and just some of the things like he felt like his team was lacking and started that game. There wasn't a whole lot of X's and O's talk there. Part of what we enjoy so much about the mic'd up segment, you see the different approaches by coaches taking at different points in the game. There, Coach James really telling his team, hey, man, let's tighten up mentally. We got people that are checking in, that aren't ready to really defend and are letting things happen. You can't do that against a team like this. And then also another keep it real point. You know, you start off a game, you like to get as much playing time, sort of spread it out, make sure everybody gets reps. When you get to a point to where you have to play the best personnel to get back into a game, that's going to shrink that rotation up a little bit. A reality for any basketball game, especially one where you're down double digits to the Thunder. Jakia Brown-Turner might not be able to rest much here throughout this one. Plenty of time left. No need to panic if you're Takeover, but some adjustments definitely needing to be made. Brown-Turner a step in the right direction with that last bucket. They forced the turnover. Now she'll come the other way. Met with resistance by Wheeler. Eats that contact and one. Brown-Turner. Like I said, if you had to pick an MVP on the girls' side of things, last tip-off classic, I would say Brown-Turner took it home. New year, bigger expectations. As it looks like we've had another technical call. I didn't see that one. If I had to make an educated guess, I'd say Scott Johnson wasn't happy with the foul call. Didn't seem like much of a foul as Wheeler was trying to avoid it. And I think Coach Johnson was probably also upset because it wasn't much of a foul at all. If you're going to foul Jakia Brown-Turner, you got to make it count. Tic-tac or a baby amount of contact, she's going to finish through that with no problem. Approaching the 7-minute mark here in the second quarter. That jumper's off. Reese trying to chase it down, and she does so. Reese right at Saunders. Saunders goes up, straight vertical. Doesn't block that shot, but changes it enough. Now back out to Booth at the volleyball line. Booth somehow able to get it into McLean. Saunders, no soup inside. Blocks the first one. And now we're going to have a trip to Reese. For Reese at the free throw line. A lot of times you see a player inside be able to use the rim as a defender for their shot to be able to keep a Saunders from getting to it. McLean working hard on the inside. Again, it's always easy to say armchair, woulda, coulda, shoulda when you're not on the floor doing it. But if McLean could have that back, might have used that rim to not make it such an easy block for Saunders. That's water under the bridge. Team Takeover currently down 5 now, turning up that defensive pressure. Snatched away by Brown-Turner. She'll take it right at Green. Green got a hand on it, able to poke it away, get it to McLean again. McLean says, I don't worry about using the rim to block off Saunders. I just go up and try to finish over. I see you, McLean, 23-20. Coming up on the 6-minute mark. Pass inside to Saunders. Keeps it up top and finishes. Assist by Wheeler. Five-point game. So Takeover providing the response that they needed to provide, getting the living right bounce. Here's Mira McLean as the mid-range jumper makes it a one-possession game. So Coach James talked about being in a position where he had to coach, maybe had to shorten that rotation up a little bit, and I think you're seeing the fruits of that coaching decision. Here as they have come right back and have gotten in a position to take the lead next possession, if they're able to do so by getting a stop here. Inside the Saunders, SWAT team, that one blocked by McLean, who did not get it as cleanly as she would have liked. That'll send Saunders to the free throw line. 26-24 ball game. Stolen, now here's Shy coming the other way. Mir McLean gets back to get it for Takeover. Push ahead, here's Reese. They threw it to where only that receiver can get it. Reese with the long wingspan and grab it and lay it up and in. Got the pleasure of having Coach Robert Cash join me. Coach, I had to get you on. You've coached against both of these teams, so as a coach, I can just sit back and watch a good game. What are your thoughts on what you're seeing as far as this display right now?
I think this is one of the better games of the weekend here. Two top flight programs is playing a really good game. They're going back and forth. It don't get no better than this.
Most definitely. Wheeler off the mark there on that jump shot. It was chased down by Booth. And we're going to have a foul there. You know, as a coach, you obviously have your own scouting report when you go against both of these teams. You know what, program-wise, what they normally do well, and then they have different pieces each year. What are some of the strengths that you've been able to see on each side that make this such an interesting clash, Coach?
For the West Virginia Thunder, we know the big girl's going to be good inside. She's going to protect the rim. You know, she moves really well for her size. Other than that, you know he got kids that's going to shoot the three. And I've seen him make a couple of threes so far today, but, you know, he always got a few kids that can shoot. For Takeover, they got some bigs. I love number 10 with her size and her length and her athletic ability, and she's moving around really well. But, man, they got number 12 over there. I fell in love with her the second I seen her. I mean, she's playing hard. She's a hard guard. She's knocking down threes. She's in the lane. She's just doing so many different things. I love her.
Yeah, I remember speaking of Jakia Brown-Turner, that's the number 12 we were referring to, mentioned how she had a big tip-off classic last year and was huge. Now even more of a role when you look at a Mimi Collins, a McDonald's All-American that's now moved on. So now stepping up to an even bigger role in Reese. What a 1-2 punch on the inside.
Yeah, that's probably might be the best 1-2 punch hit we got here this weekend. Maybe one of the better ones in the nation because they're both tough. And I see 10 handling a little bit. She's moving around. You're not going to get more athletic ability, toughness, you know, skill, everything you need in a player out of them two.
They get the defender in the air. Does Klopkova made her first three-point attempt. Can't get that one to go. Brown-Turner with the push ahead. Needing to get it out of that corner. Takeover does so, but they get it right to Paige Shy in the process. She's got Trice on her right, Giero's on her left. Drops it off to Trice for the layup. Can't get it to go. As now, a little bit of a lid on the rim for the Thunder. Pass inside to Brown-Turner. That's a layup all day. So now 28-31. Takeover. They've taken a lead. Floater up and in as Green answers back on the other end. Coach James hit that point. We listened to the mic then timeout as they were down double digits there as Brown-Turner takes some contact. And you heard Coach tell his team, look, now as a coach, I have to do what I need to do to get us back in the game. He shortened the rotation up a little bit. As a coach, talking about having to find that happy medium between pushing players but also saying, hey, guys, this is what it is now.
I think that's very important, especially early in the year. You're trying to figure out what you get as a team and as a program once you put it all together and find that happy medium, like you said, between pushing the player. You know, maybe you push them and you pull back a little bit, just to figure them out and figure what they can and can't take. But I think that's the most important thing with coaches is being able to find that happy medium with their team, and that's why you see some of the programs that have consistency, have coaches in certain places. They do a really good job of finding that happy medium with their team and making that team, you know, as best as they can be.
Coach has done that and make the adjustment. And now his team went from being down, you know, I believe 11 to 12 points was the largest lead. Now they are up by 1. So that adjustment has been made. We'll see if that opens up the rotation a little bit. And we'll see how the Thunder respond as we are coming out of the timeout. It'll be triggered in there by Reese. Reese to Brown-Turner. A little bit too much room. Ice cream. Jakia Brown-Turner with the lefty splash.
She tough, man. She tough. Hard guard. Hard guard for a kid who ain't athletic enough to move with her.
She makes it 34-30.
I'm going to tell you, that one thing that make a team a really good team is when you can find a center that can switch off onto a point guard in a pick-and-roll situation, and you ain't got to help her, and she's good enough to guard her.
No kidding, a dream scenario for a coach. Gina Gerald, the pass ahead. Patience was a virtue as a wide open layup was there as Takeover let the defender slide by, but she couldn't get the shot to go. Stop and pop, just short over the outstretched arm of number 11 on the interior there for Coach Johnson. That's Allie Marshall seeing some of her first action of the contest. So we talked the team takeover side of things, and you as a coach, man, you have some great sets and can get in your bag, so to speak, as a coach when you look at the vast amount of plays that you're able to have your team run. Real recognizing real, your thoughts on Scott Johnson and his playbook and some of what you guys have kind of clashed with here over the years.
For Scott Johnson, you know, I love the coach against him. I love for my kids to play his because he gives you things offensively that you just don't see nowhere else. A lot of flare screens and, you know, being able to be smarter and make your kids a lot smarter defensively. He makes you be that. And if you can't make the adjustment to his offense, you know, then he's going to run you out the gym and he ain't going to be nice about it. But he does a really good job of getting his players what he need and what he want out of them and recruiting the players that makes his system really well. He does a really good job.
Most definitely. Iron sharpens iron. I'd say you fit that same description. As we look back in, it's going to be a foul on the play, and looks like we'll have a trip to the free throw line coming up here for number 24 for Team Takeover. That's Madison Scott. So you talk about a wealth of talent. We mentioned Jakia Brown-Turner. We talked about Reese on the inside. Then you look at a player like a Madison Scott at 6'2" out of Bishop McNamara, out of that WCAC. I mean, it's just a wealth of talent here for this Rob James-led squad.
Every time they sub in and out, it's like who's coming in next, and then they come in, and you see them get out there and play, move around. You're like, oh my God! You take one stud out, and you come back with a stud.
4-point contest, 32-36. We're under 2 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Green over to Kirby. Now here's Trice. Trice guarded by James. Coming to apply some pressure there was Reese. She had the ball given to her right there on the steal. A little bit of a loose handle there, and Reese able to take advantage and push it the other way.
Again, like we talk about, the center at what she's standing about 6'4", 6'5", getting the turnover. First of all, switched off on the guard, created the turnover with her hands and her feet, and then she's running a fast break as a 5 special.
Sound like a one-stop shop to me, Chief. 4-point contest. Here's Reese at the elbow. In to Mira McLean. Lead sits at 6 now for Takeover.
That's a big time turnaround. They were down big early, 11-12. Now they up 6. You know, I knew they was going to stick with it. Tough program. They're going to fight back, and they're, you know, finally hit their groove here.
That one was swatted away by Brown-Turner. Kirby, step back jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound snatched down in traffic there by Jayla James. Now here's Reese. Reese, weight room move inside, misses. Still going after it. Strong rebound there by Marshall. A blocking foul going to go against Reese there. And what really sort of helped, even before Coach James called that timeout and they did a level set of sorts, I think early on you really saw that tone being set by Mira McLean and Angel Reese on the inside long before they started scoring points. They really started setting the tone in terms of increasing the physicality, making rebounds tougher to come by, blocking a couple shots, clapping a little bit, just really kind of symbolizing, hey, we're down now, but you know we're coming.
Yeah, you know what? I seen that early. I seen them going back and forth, a little bit of talking, a little bit of feistiness. I'm okay with that as a coach. I like to see that in my kids. That lets me know, even though we're struggling to score, you know, mind-wise, we're into the game and we're ready to go play. And at some point in time, I know we'll pick it up. So, you know, I was happy to see that from a female's perspective, that the intensity of the game is there and it's going to be a dogfight.
And then, you know, from, you know, about knowing your personnel, there are some, you know, some players it's just better to be quiet, play ball, focus on your ball. You're not a talker, but for some players, they're right in their element when they can add that type of piece to the game. Try to get under the opponent's skin in the process.
I agree, and stay under control, like you said, and still be able to play the game, even though you're talking and they're talking back. Everybody still stay able to stay focused and do what their team needs them to do to make sure they get a win.
Brown-Turner's going to earn another trip to the free throw line. Turner, another Bishop McNamara attendee. High school teammates with Madison Scott. A lot of good basketball across the country. I say that WCAC from a conference standpoint, from top to bottom, one of the more impressive ones you'll find. Also love how they implement the shot clock. Getting to it with a buddy of mine all the time. Being from Indiana originally, he jokes with me. He says people from Indiana, Naismith didn't invent the game. Indiana people think they've invented the game with the way they love basketball. So we always have some DMV Indiana jokes there. But, man, I feel like each part of the country, each area has its own style of ball. I've enjoyed watching the Bruins play. Most of the times I will see you guys come down to Atlanta. I feel like you guys have always represented Western PA and Pittsburgh well.
You know, just for our cities and our kids, you know, I love our program. I love, you know, the competition we get when we go to these other cities. I'm really excited that all these teams took the opportunity to come to Pittsburgh for the weekend and to have you guys here, you know, to help, you know, the broadcast it. But, man, you know, we go to every city, we support everybody, and for them to support back is big. I love the atmosphere right now. You know, games is going on, people playing hard, and it's nothing but good competition, you know, with people wanting to come up, kids wanting to come out and compete today.
Most definitely. We got a 10-game slate. This is game number 5 out of that 10-game slate, and it has been a good one. McLean hangs in the air to avoid Saunders. Can't get it to go. Shy boxing out. Some contact with her and Reese. Good sportsmanship there by Kirby. Helps her up as we get ready to resume play and get right back to it. So a foul there. And we're going to have a trip to the free throw line coming here for Shy. Paige Shy, one of 2 Marshall commits on this roster, the other one being Savannah Wheeler. Another rebound by James. James throws it up, and that will do it for the first half. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Coach Cash. Thanks for joining us here on the first half. You're watching the Western Pennsylvania Bruins Tip-Off Classic here on SUV TV.
He'll come off the double screen to the left. Oh, and wide open underneath. Sexton goes step back, fade away 3. Oh, my goodness! Colin Sexton! In the lane by Tracy. Here's Williamson making his way around one tight. Now hustling in toward the lane and throws it down. That's what the crowd had been waiting on. A fantastic dunk coming in by Williamson. Trent, off balance jumper.
Nailed it. Pierre to Gary Trent Jr. Oh my goodness. That's how you end the game, folks.
And welcome back here to the Western Pennsylvania Bruins Tip-Off Classic. A great one here going on between the West Virginia Thunder and Team Takeover. Team Takeover was trailing by double digits. Ron James took a timeout, challenged his team. Since then, they have responded and now have a 6-point lead, but plenty of time left. What's so good about this game is that you know neither team is going to let the other one just pull away. It's not going to be that type of party. There's too much talent on both sides, too much well-coached talent on both sides. Then neither team is going to let the other just pull away like that. So once you see a lead at get to a certain point, it's almost like you can expect a run. I expected a run from Team Takeover when they got down. And the Thunder are right there in striking distance, so it wouldn't even be that same type of comeback. They're just down 4 points. Brown Turner trying to make it 7. Can't get it to go. Green with the rebound. Being guarded by Jayla James. Plenty of offers and interest for this squad here. Jayla James, the lone committed to Penn State. Has rebounded on a mission. Here in this one has James. I remember having older sister Raven James on SUV TV over the years as well. Small world, the basketball world makes it even smaller. Saunders, arm straight up, verticality, denying that one. Talked about how tough it is to be able to stick with an Angel Reese for the entirety of a game. It's difficult to go up against a Saunders and have to not only make contact with her, but also finish over those outstretched arms, play in and play out. So again, talked about that being a matchup to keep an eye on. It hasn't disappointed. Test on that one, Mira McLean still able to knock it down and push the advantage to 6 points. Gerald tries to get a triple. Brown Turner into McLean. McLean fouled by Green. Will head to the line to shoot 2. McLean, she's dangerous right there around that elbow area because they just a lot of times let her catch it and read the situation. Take that little short pull up. When she's right there, she's really a dribble and 2 steps away from an easy layup. Or can draw enough attention to be able to get it to your Brown Turners and your Angel Reeses. 8-point game. Corner 3 ball. Off the mark, Saunders tries to get the offensive rebound. Pass deflected initially. McLean gets it in. Saunders with the block. They'll call it a jump ball. Possession arrow. We'll keep it on this side. So Saunders just defending whoever comes in there between Reese, Mary McLean, Brown Turner. Keeps her hands full. Not to mention having the rebound against the likes of a Jayla James on the inside. Showing her ability to do that, big reason why. Tennessee Volunteers like what they saw. Here's Booth forcing the turnover, taking it right at Wheeler, but losing it. Green coming the other way. She asks Gerald to her far right. Instead, she'll stop, pop, and get the mid-range pull-up to go. Pickerington Central's own Madison Green makes it a 6-point game. Green now with the steal. She's got Wheeler wide open in the corner. Looks the defense towards Wheeler. Drops off a dime for Gerald. Gerald can't get the layup to go. You don't see her miss too many on the inside. We'll see if Team Takeover can make that hurt. A good shot along the baseline by James is off the mark. Denied on the inside is Reese. We'll see who the foul goes against, and it will go against Wheeler. So Reese at the line. Second free throw coming for Reese. The southpaw stroke makes it a 7-point game. Here as we are under the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Pass inside to Saunders. Saunders, barbecue chicken. She gets it that low, that high. It's gonna be very tough to keep her from scoring. Makes it a 5-point game. Here's Brown Turner. She's also as tough to keep from scoring, if not tougher, given her versatility. Can do it inside or out. Another Brown Turner bucket makes it a 7-point game. Gerald's tied up momentarily, but is able to weave through orange jerseys and get ahead. Pays shy to throw it in, gets it to a cutting Green. Green gets Booth in the air and able to lay that one up and in. Nice glue plays being made by Madison Green here over the past few minutes. Brown Turner going baseline and one. No, they'll wipe it off. They'll say on the floor. So no continuation being given to Brown Turner. Let's see, what do you guys think at home? As you see, you can see the foul called on the, I'm not sure. I'm always pro continuation, so I'll admit my bias there. But I still couldn't tell whether the foul on the floor happened before she had truly cut baseline, like if it happened off the first step. because she never put it back down once she had gathered. But that's spilled milk at this point. Saunders changes that shot. Ball's loose. Here's Paige Shy coming the other way. She's got Trice to her right. Instead, tries to get it to Saunders over to Gerald. Gerald off the mark on the three. Reese with the board. Reese, good footwork. Stops on a dime, pivots, and floats that one up and in. Lead now sits at 7. Nice little hesitation for Madison Green. Freezes James momentarily and goes in for the layup. Maddie Green makes it a 5-point game. Coming up on the 3-minute mark. Here's James. Long rebound. Jarros chases it down. She's got Trice running with her. Instead, she'll keep it, has it poked away. Driving baseline there is Kirby. Has the ball knocked away. Pass ahead. They tried to lead. Reese, did they lead her too far? Trying to stay in bounds. Gets called for the travel. A nice look ahead, though, there by Lauren Park Lane. As Reese just ran out of real estate there along that baseline. A 5-point game. Green to Saunders. A little bit too tall for Saunders. So you know it had to be pretty tall there. Reese coming the other way. Layup attempt just short. Reese sticking with it. That's no good. Saunders had the rebound momentarily. Trice pass ahead to Kirby. Kirby all by her lonesome. Good hustle there to get back and be able to contest that one as Team Takeover's number 11, Renia Walker, says hello to our baseline camera person. And covered a lot of ground to be able to challenge that last particular shot. Kirby still able to finish 45-48. So I have a couple substitutions. Checking in, it will be number 11 for the Thunder, Allie Marshall, who I thought provided some good minutes there in the first half. At times when they were able to get Saunders a breather. Marshall came in, got some tough, highly contested rebounds, and made sure that there wasn't too much of a discrepancy with Saunders off of the floor and her on. Not easy shoes to fill. You're looking at Saunders. .6'5". Allie Marshall, 6 feet even. She's still a pretty nice size at this level, but a 5-inch difference is a 5-inch difference. Marshall plays bigger than the 6-foot listing. Second free throw good for Jakia Brown-Turner. Catch and shoot, Olivia Trice. Makes it 50-48. Pass inside to Mira McLean. Mira McLean able to adjust and avoid Trice. Trice comes in, cleans up the rebound, gets it to Green. Green, she's done a great job playing with pace here over the past couple minutes. Turns that one over. Attribute that to the broadcaster's jinx. She was doing just fine. The minute I went to recognize it, she turns it over, but she'll get a breather, a well-deserved one. Dina Gerald, the Chattanooga commit, checks back into the contest. It is a 2-point game. McLean to Brown-Turner. Brown-Turner being guarded by Trice, who's a very good defender. Tie up for the rebound as both Kirby and Madison Scott are tied up on the inside. Like the edge that Scott plays with. Kirby no slouch either. First two plays she was involved with. She hit the deck. Seemed like it woke her up. She was ready to go then. Gerald's being defended nicely by Lauren Park Lane. A reset. Gerald's to Kirby. Kirby on the giddy up, fouled by Amir McLean. Amir McLean so good at being able to use that leaping ability to block shots. A lot of times when you have a shot blocker like that, you want to try to use their ability to jump and block shots, try to use it against them. The more shot fakes you can offer, the more deception you can throw in there to make them feel like a shot is coming, sometimes you can really be able to use that blocking ability to their detriment there within the game. Kirby gets the foul on McLean, goes to the free throw line, makes it 50-49. Still a 1-point takeover advantage. They get it inside. Here's McLean trying to go back to the basket, set it up. Can't get the shot to go. Kirby with the rebound, but dribbles it off of her knee. Good hustle by Kirby, not happy with herself there. No player wants to commit a turnover. But has done a good job defensively, as well as rebounding the ball. So Takeover with it. Doubt they'll hold for the last shot here. He's looking to take the first good one that becomes available. Pass inside. Here's McLean and one. Amir McLean. Roland Park Country School. 5'10" wing, able to take advantage of Lauren Park Lane, mixing it up on the inside. Defense collapses. They get it to Amir McLean, and then they miss the back-end free throw, but they get the offensive board. So a 3-point game. Team Takeover has a chance to make it a 2-possession game going into the fourth quarter. Here's Brown Turner. Klopkova a tad too late. And with Brown Turner, it's kind of like a job interview. If you're on time, you're late. And that was exactly the case with Klopkova. Quick first step by Brown Turner, and it was a wrap. 49-54, 0.5 of a second. Remaining here in the third. And that will do it for the third quarter. We got a 5-point ball game here at the Western Pennsylvania Bruins Tip-Off Classic. It's the Takeover leading 54-49. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Welcome back courtside here at the Western Pennsylvania Bruins Spring Tip-Off Classic, the 2018 edition, as we are ready to get the fourth quarter started. Team Takeover with a 5-point advantage over the West Virginia Thunder. It was the Thunder that got off to a double-digit lead there in the first half. Coach James talked to his team about just the mental doldrums that his team was in to start the game. Tightened up their rotation a little bit. Since then, they responded and haven't looked back since, as they have kept the margin from about 3 to about 6 or 7 points here consistently for the majority of this second half. Angel Reese at the free throw line. She hasn't sat much here in this game. Has done plenty, except when you're talking in the rest department.
Wow.
6-point game. Gerald's over to Shy. Shy, catch and shoot. Off the mark, Jayla James chases it down, brings it into the corner, or brings it out of the corner, I should say. We'll hand it over to Lauren Park Lane. Lane to Reese. Reese gets the step on Saunders. Here's Green. Green, a blur, getting from point A to point B in a hurry, laying that one up and in to make it a 4-point game. Oh, Madison Green. It hasn't been one of those instances to where sometimes you see a player go on an 8-0 run and change the score single-handedly. It's been buckets over the past few minutes, but Mira McLean and Team Takeover, they provided a response. Each time Green has sort of made one of those plays to make sure the gap isn't extended. It's been responses like that from Takeover that still have us at a 6-point deficit for the Thunder here as we approach the 6-minute mark. Pass inside to Green. Green leaves that one just short. Here's Reese coming the other way. Hand off to McLean. McLean denied on the inside. Looked like a clean block. Let's take another look at it. So you see the pass up ahead. A lot of basketball, a tough fall. And for Mira McLean, you just look at that and you're glad that she didn't hit her head there on the floor. It was a hard fall with where the ball was. Also a strong play on the inside by Saunders. You're just glad all is well as Saunders blocks and ties up another shot. Six-point game. Pass inside to Saunders. Saunders able to provide that back to the basket scoring that's always at a premium. And that's just been development over the years. Credit to Scott Johnson and his staff, as well as her high school team and the coaches there. She's out of Wyoming East there in West Virginia, because she's always been tall, has been able to block some shots, but at being able to score with those hooks, back to the basket presence, that's just work over time. Boop slows it down, gets it to Reese. Reese, a gather, and an easy layup. And I think there you're starting to see the battle of attrition sort of take a toll. Saunders, when you got to contend with Reese inside, Brown Turner inside, Mira McLean inside. That's not to even mention a Jayla James and a Madison Scott coming off the bench. Takes a toll over time. So Saunders didn't have the energy to be able to confront Reese there with that wide open look. Still a 6-point game. Timeout on the floor. We'll listen into the Team Takeover huddle via SUV TV, mic'd up.
to the big girl, right? She's a lefty, so she's going to her left shoulder. So that means step to your right and wall up, all right? And jump, but jump straight up, okay? She only got 3, right? She only got 3, all right? All right, but let's make her work to get it. But we got to bring help from the opposite side, and everybody else has got to take 2 people, okay? Yes. Force her to the right, and then bring it from the opposite side. That's what I was yelling out to you that time. Because you were on that elbow. I was saying go down and double it, and force her out. And then we run and close out the 3. David.
Great thing to see there over the course of a game. If you were to mirror the timeout, the last time we mic'd up and it was team takeover down by double digits, coach kind of getting after his team a little bit, calling out the mindset that he saw and some of the mental errors. You look at the body language and how that timeout sounded versus that one. You had coach talking about how to be able to address Saunders and what she's doing back to the basket and making certain adjustments. He mentioned one, and you had players that mentioned about 3 or 4 other tactics and things that they could do in order to improve defensively. So you had a much more engaged timeout. You got players that are locked in and mentally are now really complementing that athletic talent with knowledge of the game and just really kind of relying on what their coaches taught them and what they've learned as they've continued to develop. As Reese gets that bucket on the inside, just the process of a game, man. Really shows you and makes you appreciate what coaches do game in and game out. And also credit to the players. They're the ones out there making it happen, but part of why it's so fun to listen into the huddles and kind of see the games within the game in different stretches and how teams respond. Here's Green coming the other way, gets it to Gerald. Gerald tried to go back to Green, and it's knocked out of bounds. Dina Gerald's not having the game she's normally used to having. Usually very deliberate on the offensive end. She can make plays for others. She can score at various levels, very crafty. Maybe second guessing and thinking a little bit too much at certain stretches. But again, that's part of the game as well. You try to minimize that, but it's always easy to play armchair player. You don't have to be out there doing it. But overall, the Dina Gerald's body of work sort of speaks for itself. There's still plenty of time in this game left and in this travel season left. 8-point contest as we approach the 4-minute mark. Lead is now 8 for Takeover for the Thunder. No need to panic, but time is of the essence. Green manufactures some free throw opportunities. First free throw for Green is good. Second free throw is good to go. So a 6-point game. 6 has been a number that the Thunder have been able to get to as far as the deficit, but they just haven't been able to really get over that hump. A timeout on the floor there as Booth was in a little bit of trouble. And Coach James wanted to give her a lifeline.
That'll be there anytime you want it, all right?
Turn the ball over. No play, no nothing. Where's the leadership on the court?
And I'm not telling you to attack, but let's move the ball and make them play some defense. We're not making them play any defense, all right?
Step up and be a leader.
All right, my bad.
That works too.
So Coach James emphasizing the need for his team to make them defend He's not saying pull it out and stall. He's also not saying you have to be in attack mode and play as if the time as well as the advantage isn't on your side. Sort of a balance between the two, but you want to make them defend. Sort of talk with Booth there. She got in a little bit of trouble there along the baseline. You can force what she was trying to do, and you can get that at any point in time during the possession. Why not go through your progression, so to speak, run your offense, and then force the other team to play D versus giving them the assistance that really you need when you look at this deficit and being able to come back. Comeback effort is usually half or a little bit higher as far as a team making certain efforts, but usually they get a little bit of help. The other team turning the ball over, maybe thinking the game is over. Poor management and pace at various points through the game. So for the Thunder, again, it's just a two-possession game. But the way Takeover has defended and gotten timely points when they've needed them, at 6 points is a little bit larger of a deficit than you might think. Booth fouled by Kirby, and she will go to the line. Booth's first free throw was good. Jessica Booth out of the McDonald School.
Foul line 5, 1-5, go.
And makes the second. Trice from the corner, a little too strong. Jayla James with the rebound. Pass up top, and Kirby will go to the line. Nice little lob floated up there by Gerald. That's more of the Geralds we're used to seeing. Poses enough of a scoring threat and attention, but is also a very crafty passer. Put the ball right on the money. A nice pass there to Kirby. Kirby good on that first free throw, pulls them to within 7. Six-point game now. Under 3 minutes left to play. Savannah Wheeler gets called for the foul. So a 1-and-1 scenario now. Booth will head to the free throw line.
Ty, why are you over there? What are you doing?
Trice rebounds to miss, passes ahead to Green. Green tightrope in the baseline.
Foul line. You gotta go right
Foul
away,
called
Maria.
on the play.
Good job, good job, good job, good job.
It's a 7-point game. If you're the Thunder, you've done what you needed to do to be able to keep yourself in striking distance here. But with 2:25 left, you really can't afford to have too many empty possessions. Green sizes up a three-pointer. Just off the mark, fighting for the rebound. They'll get another opportunity with the Thunder. Pass to Green up top. Over to Shy. Shy for three. Cash. So Paige Shy makes it a 4-point game. Minute 48 and counting. So at a point to where there cannot be any possessions for the Thunder, really. And that's not absolute, but in essence, they really can't have any empty possessions. You need to score each time you get it over. The team Takeover going to take their time and run some of this clock. So they'll foul Reese. Reese has had a few times at the free throw line where she split a pair. So the Thunder going to put the onus on the 6'2" Angel Reese. And she knocks down the first. Second one knocked down as well by Reese. Substitution as Lauren Park Lane will check in for Brown Turner. Thunder inbounded to Kirby, 6-point game. Kirby out to Gerald. Gerald gets two defenders in the air, fouled on the play, and will go to the free throw line. So the Chattanooga commit at the line, cannot get the first free throw to go. Gerald splits the pair of free throws. Shaka missed a quick foul, and in an attempt to extend the game, the Thunder going to try to put Reese on the line. Back-to-back trips to the line for Reese. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple more.
Pass, move it, pass, cut, replace up, replace up.
Reese misses the free throw. So the Thunder still have life. Here's Shy. Shy tripped up on the play. And now you get to a point where coaching moves, the players have to still make the plays, but the coaching moves make a difference. Saw Coach Ron James trying to pull Saunders away from the rim, having her come out and guard Reese. And now you see Scott Johnson sending Reese to the free throw line, trying to get her to miss the front end. She did, but the Thunder couldn't come away with any points as a result. As Ayanna Warren keeps it in her hand, and now the guard will head to the free throw line. Out of Oxon Hill High School. Rebound, Reese off the missed free throw. Kia Brown-Turner gets another offensive rebound, and that might just about do it. Just too much takeover on the inside. Another rebound by Reese. I feel like the past couple possessions provide you a very good nutshell summary of how the game has gone. It's been a good effort by the Thunder, but they've had a high margin, a very small margin for error since Team Takeover reversed things after trailing by double digits. And again, I mean, at this point, it's just a bull in a china shop there is Angel Reese. She's getting rebounds whenever she wants to get them here over the past couple possessions. I mean, you just look at the airport test with Saunders now on the bench. Even Allie Marshall coming in at 6 feet even. Just very hard to contend with Angel Reese there on the inside. A couple of those rebounds, she's coming from the free throw line area and just snagging those. Savannah Wheeler from the corner, too strong on the shot. Brown-Turner ahead to Reese. Reese will wisely pull it out. So Angel Reese at the free throw line, looking to put the finishing touches on what's been a solid game for her on both ends. Takeover hit some early adversity earlier. Part of that was a slow start on their end. Also, Saunders, a very good defensive effort. An effort that is very hard to sustain for the entire contest. Here's Takeover getting the and one. Lauren Park Lane goes towards the ref as if the motion that she was trying to avoid doing just that, just wanted to contest, wasn't trying to foul there. Foul called nonetheless, 8-point game. Now cut to 7. As Brown-Turner will go ahead and dribble this one out. We appreciate you joining us here for the Western Pennsylvania Bruins Tip-Off Classic here on SUV TV. Team Takeover taking this game over, coming back from a double-digit deficit against the Thunder and proving victorious in the end. We'll be back with more here on SUV TV. Up next, All Ohio Black versus Slam Basketball.